Good morning, Algebra 1/2. It is April 28th, and this morning we're going to be working on lesson 77, which are percents greater than 100. Percents greater than 100. Okay, starting off with the first example that they're giving us. They ask us, what is 210% of 50? The question says 210% of 50 is what number? So I put what number is x, right? Because that's the unknown, okay? Now, if I was to make 210% as a decimal number, I know the word of means I'm going to be multiplying it, right? So 210% is 2.1 of, multiply it times 50. 2.1 times 50 is going to give me my answer, my unknown, right? So I did 50 times 2.1, and my after multiplying it, it comes out to be 1050. Of course, I put in my decimal point, and my answer is 105. So 200% of 50 is 105, okay? The question right after that states what percent. Now they're asking for a percent. If they tell you, if they tell you, 210% of some number, 210% of some number of 50 is going to be a number. Okay. Now they're asking for what percent. What percent? So what percent is the unknown x of is the multiplication 40 means equals 60. Okay, x times 40, I could also write 40x, equals 60. Okay, so how do I solve this? Well, I divide this side by 40, which is going to give me 1, and I'm going to be left with x equals 60 divided by 40, okay? If I was to do this out, I could even actually reduce it and probably figure it out in my head, right? I get rid of the zeros, I'm at 6/4, which if I reduce that down is gonna equal 3/2, okay? 3/2 is like saying 1.5, right? 1 1/2, which equals 1.5 as a decimal. 1.5 as a percent is 150%, right? They give you another example in the book, and it's a word problem. It says, Jane is mad because today's crullers, which is a donut, cost 120% of what they used to cost 2 years ago. What does a cruller that was 60 cents 2 years ago cost today? It says work the problem, then draw a diagram. Okay, so I'm trying to find out 120% of what the donut cost 2 years ago. 120% times 60, right? 120% of 60 equals what I'm trying to find out, right? So I'll erase that, make it easier to see. 120% of 60, and that's the biggest problem that you'll have with the word problems, is making sense of what they're saying. They say, the donuts cost 120% of what they were 2 years ago. Well, I know that's what she paid 2 years ago, and 120% of that is going to give me my answer. Writing the problem out is critical of solving it. So 120% as a decimal is 1.2. Of means multiply. 1.2 times 60 is going to give me my answer, okay? 60 times 1.2 is 700 and 20. Put in my decimal. That means it's not 60 cents. That's 60 cents right there. It's now at 72 cents. Okay? Pretty easy lesson. Do the practice and do 1 through 30. And we'll see you next video.